Welcome back to AM Northwest. 9/11's anniversary every year triggers PTSD in the general public as well as the military. And here now, with help for those suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, we welcome the author of Love Our Vets, Restoring Hope for Families of Veterans with PTSD, Counselor Welby O'Brien. You have a counseling background, Welby,
yes.
And you also are married to a man who suffers from PTSD. Mm-hmm. Tell us about, give us the definition of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can actually affect anyone, not just veterans.
Right.
And it is a result of a severe trauma. Could be an assault, an accident, a disaster, tragic loss of a loved one, witnessing a horrific event, or anything that's life-threatening. And what happens is the whole person goes into emergency mode, fight or flight survival. And they stay locked in that emergency mode at some level for the rest of their lives. So 24/7, they live just as if that trauma could reoccur again at any moment. And many of them actually continue to re-experience the trauma over and over again as if it were really happening.
How aware are the veterans who are, or anybody experiencing PTSD, how aware are they that they're actually going through this? I'm assuming that in their mind, in their life, this is normal behavior. This is what they have to do. They don't recognize that maybe they're reacting to something, I'll say inappropriately, probably incorrectly, but that they're not coping well.
That's a common thing, is a lot of people don't know, or they wonder. For instance, the Vietnam era vets, they went for decades. A lot of people been in their marriages wondering what's wrong, not knowing what is this, and being able to put their finger on it. So a lot of people don't really know what it is, and then even if they do, it's really hard for people to reach out for help.
How can they be helped? How can people who suffer from this be helped? And does it ever go away entirely?
That's a good question. There is no absolute cure for PTSD. As long as there are traumas and events like 9/11, there will always be PTSD. And as long as there are reminders and memories of the trauma, there will be. It cannot be fixed, but it can be helped. And that is what Love Our Vets, the book, and the support network is all about. Help and hope. And the question that I always had is it possible to live a happy and fulfilling life with PTSD? And so that's our message.
And
yes.
what is the answer to that question?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, we live it every day. There is help and hope. It's not perfect. Nobody's life is.
Right.
But
Let me ask you this. Today's veterans, Iraq, Afghanistan, most recently as examples, versus, say, Vietnam or Korea, going back farther, are these men and women today coping differently than generations past? Because generations past, we didn't talk about our feelings. We didn't talk about our fears. Men in particular, very stoic. Today, I think that's not the story.
And there's the thing with the stigma, too, which is actually getting much better. But the sooner a veteran or somebody who with any trauma can get help and work with it, the better. So that's the advantage that the younger veterans have now, is there are more resources available now than ever before. And so we want to encourage them and the loved ones. It's the loved ones, surprisingly, who are tremendously and profoundly impacted also. And that's kind of the surprising fact of it all, too.
What do you suggest loved ones do?
Loved ones, probably...
It seems like counseling would be the ideal thing for both the person suffering from PTSD and the loved ones.
Counseling is definitely a huge component. I always think of two things. First of all, it's important to find out what the resources are. Get the information you can, learn all you can, find out the help that's available. LoveOurVets.org, we've got a great collection of resources. And the other thing is connection to a good support network. That is a lifeline, and it's truly important, not only for those with PTSD, but for the loved ones too, whether it's in groups, whether it's online, Facebook, or whatever. That connection for support is huge.
Well, it's important information. We'll have a link on our website at KATU.com to your site as well, so folks can find more information there. Love Our Vets is the book. Welby, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank
We appreciate
you.
it.
We appreciate it.